15 degrees, you can see your breath. Out here in the lake effect, breaking tables like it's poetry. Where else would you rather be? Pinto, Ron, Elvis, and the lay poncho. The members that you need to know. 'Cause once you're out here, now you're family. Where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be?
Welcome into the Nickel City Crew. I am your host, Rob Crippen. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nickel City Crew. This episode, along with all of our episodes, are presented by Crippen Legacy Entertainment here on Spreaker and StreamYard. We're so glad that you're joining us for some of your Buffalo Bills and NFL content again today. And as always, these are my Bills thoughts said out loud.
It's a vibe so ridiculous. Since 12 plus 83 was 6. The shout rocking like a symphony. Where else would you rather be?
All right, let's get straight to it. Really excited for this Black Friday episode. Happy Thanksgiving to Nickel City Crew, Bills Mafia. Hope you guys all enjoyed your day yesterday with family and friends and loved ones. And listen, I'm still a little bit full. I'm trying to gain my my strength back. I'm still a little bit bloated, or whatever the case may be. I'm still feeling it from yesterday. There was just tons of good food around, and we'll get to it with the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report, sponsored by Queen City Vintage. But listen, I'm really, really excited for tonight's episode because I have made a change. Bills Mafia, Nickel City Crew, I have decided that I am ready to put down my sword. No longer am I going to be coming at Sean McDermott right now for the reign of the year. Even Brandon Beane, which we talked about last week, is a new source of my frustration. I'm not going to talk about those guys anymore right now. We can't do anything about it. There's nothing that is getting ready to change within these next few months as we close up the season. So I am now getting ultra focused and laser focused on the ending of this year. 6 more regular season games remain, starting with Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh down I-90 and I-79. Joining me tonight, as always, my co-host, riding shotgun, Adam Dump Truck Rupsick. Check him out on Twitter again, Twitter and Instagram at Adam Rupsick, RUPCZYK. Holla at the crew, DT. Happy Turkey Day to you, sir. I hope you recover well, man. How you doing?
Nickel City, what's up? Happy Black Friday, Rob. How you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, in the same boat, man. It was I haven't worked on Black Friday, I don't think, ever in my career at my current 10-year career. I don't think I ever had a Black Friday. Was usually traveling back and forth at home. That's changed a little this year, but we'll get into that in the tailgate report. But yeah, it was a good day. I feel you, man. I'm dragging today. But this is why I didn't work those 10 years. The day after is, it means something.
Yeah, it means something. It takes some time to get caught up, whatever the case may be. And it's funny because, the holidays, again, I told you guys last week, this is my favorite holiday. Family, friends, food and football. All of those things kind of just mesh so well together that, I'm not really with the glitz and the glamour of Christmas. And it was a great day. So we will get to it with the tailgate report. DT, how do you feel about my resolution, so to speak, my 2025 NFL season Buffalo Bills resolution? I have decided to put down my sword. I'm still mad at Sean McDermott after 13 seconds. I still thought he should have been gone after that. And obviously these subsequent years have not been up to par for me in respects to getting to the ultimate goal. But I'm going to lay it down. Brandon Beane's a new thing for me. I really haven't been aiming at Brandon Beane too much, but with WGR, how he talked about the wide receiver position. We'll talk about Brandon Cooks signed the other day. I mean, he's kind of drawn my ire. I'm going to relax. I'm going to let it go for now. I'll pick that shit back up in the offseason because right now, 6 games left, DT. I know it may sound crazy, but I just feel like there's more meat on the bone. Kansas City loses last night. If you didn't notice it, on Thanksgiving to Dallas, in Dallas, they dropped 6-6. The Ravens lost last night. DT, everything is still in front of us except for the 1 seed realistically. Other than that, DT, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna put down my sword and focus on these last 6 games.
I mean, even the 1 seed's most unlikely, obviously, but it's definitely not dead. With everybody with 3 losses, the Pats, the only team with 2. Well, I guess the Broncos too, but possible. They got to play the Chiefs again. They got to play the Chargers again. There's a lot of things going on over there. So, yeah, I agree. Probably the 1 seed out. I will say we don't disagree too much on Nickel City Crew, and not that this was a disagreement, but I've kind of been on this camp, right? Of like, hey, yeah, I agree. Like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, and there's definitely some major glaring issues, but we got to roll out the ball and play with who we got, and we got 17, so there's a chance. So I guess I'm a little relieved because I was like Rocky out here, Rob, getting ready to fight. You got Apollo Creed coming in, and you're getting ready to go scorched earth on this team. We get a nice win against the Bucks, and then we turn back around and do that against the Texans last week. So I was ready because I knew you were coming in hot. So I've been Rocky. I've been hitting the meat in the cooler, getting ready to go, getting ready to stand my ground against you, Rob. And I'm sure we'll have more disagreements as the years go, but I like that mindset. I think it's the only healthy mindset you can have right now because, like you said, the offseason's the offseason. You can't do anything about the offseason today. The trade deadline's over. This is the team you have, and it is a window year with Josh Allen, so we got to make the best of it and move forward for these next 6 games. So I like where you're at. I will say, we can still be critical, but this is, we also need to kind of get pumped up and get behind this team because that's the only healthy way we're going to enjoy these next 6 weeks.
I like that you said healthy way, and to help us tonight a little bit get on that healthy track. I enjoy this brother so much. He's been on the show before, and like I said, Twitter is one of my favorite spaces now, and I love the back and forth. And shout out to Whittle, who can't stand me, and I love getting on his spaces and going at it. And I could spar with him all night long for hours. And I literally got kicked off the space the other night. It was funny as hell. So listen, I love it. I enjoy this brother joining me, the host of the Mob Files tonight, my boy Sheed. Check him out at Sheed808. Listen, Sheed, welcome back to the crew. We're happy to have you back because I wanted to. I mean, DT's right. This is the only healthy way. You are one of my brothers in this whole McDermott fight the good fight. But I mean, I'm tired. I am beaten up. I feel like I've taken too many body blows where, okay, I just got to let this thing go for now until the offseason.
Is this thing working?
I'm still me. Sheed. I'll let the crew, man.
Hey, how y'all doing, DT? Good to see you. Good to see you, Rob Crippen. Thanks for having me on Nickel City. Mob Files is here. Man, I just heard you, give you a little soliloquy about how you want to look to the future. Just, looking over the 6 games. I'm happy to be here, discuss whatever you guys want to talk about, all Bills, all things related Buffalo Bills. I got my espresso so I could bring the energy with me, so.
That's what's up. I'm happy for it, man. Listen, as we transition tonight and get into it, listen, I wanted to talk about it because, again, I did put my sword down. And when I started to look around the AFC, DT, one thing kind of stood out. And this was before yesterday. Okay, so I'm not just being a homer and a recency bias. But one of the things that stood out to me before yesterday was I said, well, I'm going to look at the top of the conference and I'm going to say, New England, we never thought that they were coming this fast. I think that all 3 of us can agree on. We know we didn't think that New England was coming this quick, but they're here. They're in the building. They're in our space. And then you look at a team like Denver with their offense. So, they're just, it's really mush mash. It's not really, solid or anything like that. Bo Nix doesn't scare anybody. Then the report comes out that, Danny Dimes is playing with a broken leg. And I'm like, wait a minute, he getting ready to play against the Houston Texans with a broken leg. What would that team look like with Anthony Richardson? I know, again, obviously JT is the engine. He runs that team. But I'm like, man, Danny Dimes has had a great year. Then after that, we're going on the road on Sunday to play Pittsburgh. They're in the 4th spot as the AFC North winner. You've got the Chargers, Jacksonville, and ourselves. We're the 7th seed for Bills Mafia. Who doesn't know it? I don't know how you don't know, but if you don't know, we are currently the 7th seed. And then you've got Houston behind us, who has a tiebreaker. Kansas City, again, they lost yesterday, and Baltimore, who lost last night. DT, I have a tougher time of thinking that even though I've given up on the 1 seed, I don't know if I can give up on representing the conference in the Super Bowl. I think it's a little bit too early. I think that 6 games is enough left where we can maybe see what happens. Obviously, we'll get ready to talk about the Pittsburgh game in a moment. Word is not great out about our tackles being out for that game, and that's not good news. But DT, I think that when you look at the top of the conference and you look at some of the teams that we could potentially see if we are able to come out of wild card weekend, I just I have a tough time just being shaken in my boots. JT scares me. We have good reason for him to scare us. Outside of that, I don't know, man. And we'll see New England soon. We'll see Pittsburgh on Sunday. So I think a lot of our questions is what I'm trying to say will be answered by the time the playoffs come around.
Yeah, and I'll classify it as nosebleed year, literally and figuratively. There with Josh Allen breaking his nose in week 2, a nosebleed hits you and the blood comes out and it looks like it's like the worst thing ever. It looks like you got shot in the face and it's going to be bad news. It's horrible blood, but really, in all reality, it's just a simple little nosebleed. Once it stops, you're not really that hurt. I think this is the nosebleed year of, DEFCON about the Bills, about after the Dolphins game, after last week. People are going nuts. They want everyone fired, this and that. But you said it best. The conference itself is in the down year. Like if the Chiefs and the Ravens were doing what we expected them to do, and then we were still in this 7-4 spot and having, it would be way worse than this, And so it feels bad. The blood is there. But I don't think it's as bad as people are saying, just like that, because the conference is down, and the people we have to worry about is a team that we get to play again, and a team that, has a broken leg at quarterback in Daniel Jones, and a team that, whatever, isn't proven with Bo Nix, and we beat the brakes off them in the playoffs last year. So with the Chiefs and the Ravens kind of having down years, if you will, that's helping us where we're not having necessarily a down year. We're just not dominating as expected. So I think it looks worse. The bloody nose, there's blood everywhere, but in reality, it's not like a life-threatening wound here. And we got opportunity. Everybody in front of us is still, beatable. I said it last week. It's still not to the point where I'm afraid to snap the ball against another team right now. There's not another team in the league. I mean, the Rams are damn good, but like we're talking about the AFC picture, right?
Yeah,
who's gonna represent us? And there is not a team. When we snap the ball against, no matter our injury report, no matter nothing currently, that I say we're screwed. So I'm gonna go with the nosebleed method. It's not as bad as it looks. The blood is there for sure. You're definitely bleeding, but it's not life threatening.
She, host of the Mob Files, which I love. It's a great listen. Please check him out at Sheet 808, the Mob Files. The host is here with us. Explain it to me. Help me out. If I'm off base, then correct me. Again, I have given respect to JT. He's a menace. He beat our heads in. I drove up all the way from Charlotte a couple years ago just to watch him run all through us like Swiss cheese and had to drive home mad, all the way 9 hours back to Charlotte. I respect him. I respect the fact that the Patriots have beat us. They still got to see us. We still have to come to Foxborough. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sheed. I'm not in a situation right now, personally, in my own Bills fandom, where I just want to throw up my hands. Now I'm ready to throw up my hands over McDermott and Bean and all that, but that another day. That can wait for another day. For now, the conference, it just doesn't have me shaking in my boots. It doesn't. It doesn't. You're muted. It's not me. I don't think it's me.
Nah, it's me. I muted myself. I was trying to be polite, so I don't interrupt nobody. But you and DT, you here's what I enjoy, right? This is why we're doing this Bills community, because you have people with an unyielding optimism, an unyielding faith in the Buffalo Bills, and you're like, hey, we barely got a pulse, but we got a pulse. We're gonna stay on the chest. Keep the compression going.
The defibrillator.
We go. And I'm the type of person to sit back and say, the man's been shot in the carotid artery, okay?
It's all good. Talk to me. I'm okay. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. We don't have to agree. To agree.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think
take the mic.
We're mortally wounded at this point, man. You look. We got TJ Watt coming up. We got both tackles out.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that game.
is
I
a
was talking
better
about
quarter.
overall. Before we get into Pittsburgh, overall though.
Yeah, overall
The
speaking.
conference scares you.
No, it's
Top
not
to
that the
bottom.
conference scares me. It's
Okay.
that I don't have faith in what the Bills have right now and in order to get it done. I don't have faith that they can be consistently consistent playing good football with the spirit that it takes to beat teams week after week. The Bills are just, it's a roller coaster ride. You just never know what team. And it's one of those seasons for me where like I said, man, I think it's a mortal wound. And as you stated, man, you're like, damn, the Patriots. It makes it even worse, man. We can't even go out. We can't even get shot in the neck. We're gonna get stabbed multiple times because the Patriots are here. They couldn't take us out quick, man. We got to suffer a slow, agonizing death
within our own conference. DT. Okay. All right. That okay. No problem, Sheet. Listen, I didn't know if you had more to say on it. Listen, I in the interest of the show, let's do our due diligence. And how about that? If you're not aware of Bills Mafia, Nickel City Crew, yes, it is some bad news out there on the injury front. So Deion Dawkins still in concussion protocol. If he does not practice tomorrow, do not expect him out there on the field on Sunday afternoon against Pittsburgh. That's just common sense. It's just not going to work in respects to timing. I'm pretty sure that the concussion protocol makes you have at least 2 practices, even if they're limited. So expect Deion to be out. On the right side, Spencer Brown, we saw him suffering in that Houston Texans game. That shoulder, when it went out, you could tell the difference. For whatever reason, they didn't pull him. They thought he was the best option at whatever percentage he was. He was obviously horrible, but he is a great right tackle. He will be out for this game. The Bills officially ruled him out. Same thing with Kincaid. I think it was Kincaid ruled out. I don't know if he was ruled out yet, but is he? Oh no, he's listed as questionable. I'm seeing here, so he's officially listed as questionable.
Deion Dawkins out.
Dawkins.
No, I was talking about Kincaid at the very end. Dawkins has been ruled out.
Yeah,
so,
both of them.
All right, so now you're looking at Tylen Grable, who has not played at all this year, didn't get a jersey. You're looking at Vandermark on the right side, and then maybe a possible Alec Anderson sighting. Not really sure how you feel about that. Listen, for this matchup, Sunday afternoon, 4:25, it's a Romo Jim Nance game. I think that this is one of those classic Sheet. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm gonna push back on you. Tomlin doesn't want some type of shootout. He knows his quarterback. His quarterback is old. His quarterback can't get away from pressure. Those types of games, he's going to try to run that ball. The Bills have had a problem stopping the run. He's going to try to pound the rock. Conversely, now with the tackles out, the Bills are going to be looking to pound the rock with James Cook and Ray Davis and Ty Johnson maybe out of the backfield. I think that this is one of those classic slugfests, those classic rock fights. Speak to it about this matchup. We'll do our due diligence on the last 6 games of the year. Let's start with what's on our plate first. This Pittsburgh game, I think we could win it because Tomlin is notoriously modest and conservative. He's not trying to get into some type of shootout with Josh Allen and the Bills. Regardless of what we have at receiver, he's not trying to get into the shootout. This is going to be a rock fight.
Oh yeah, I was going to let DT go. In terms of the game,
No,
man,
you are our guest. I want you to go.
Yeah, in terms of game, you're right. Pittsburgh don't want to get in the shootout, but the Bills' offense hasn't proved to be efficient enough to me to tell me that they can put up more than 20 points, 23 points consistently. Really, I don't, bro. I'm at the point where I'm just sitting back and like, all right, damn, man. Hopefully the ship get a couple grenades thrown at it and everybody realizes this is a piece of shit vessel and they can take it down. But man, in terms of how are we going to block TJ Watt? How and then if Pittsburgh can shut down Jonathan Taylor with that outstanding offensive line they got in Indianapolis, and then James Cook, if you're being honest, over the last 2 to 3 games, the Bills haven't really ran the ball well. The Bills haven't really done anything well, right?
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's kind of I don't have faith in the offense. I don't have faith in the defense, given some of the quarterbacks the Bills don't let look like Hall of Famers on them. And my hands are up in the air for this season. For the most
DT,
part.
DT, please save me. There is a path for the Bills to win on Sunday with conservative ass Mike Tomlin, correct? Am I crazy with that? His approach is not going to be shootout. His approach is going to be run, stop the run, and hopefully force some turnovers, which they've obviously done very well this year.
Yeah, and this is a team, exactly, you said it. The turnovers were a huge thing to get them. The Bills have lived and breathed off this for years on the turnover side. They beat the New England Patriots, but it took 5 turnovers, a couple on the goal line. They beat the Colts 6. They had 6. The Colts had 6 against them. So Jonathan Taylor, I don't think, was in a situation to ever really get going there. I'm not necessarily saying they shut him down. TJ Watt's on a down year, obviously still a game wrecker, obviously, especially after last week. A high-class defensive end we should be worried about. I understand that. But, yeah, there's no chance. I mean, DK Metcalf's a little banged up too. No chance Tomlin's coming out here and trying to put the gas on it. I think, in a weird way, this Bills offense has, on their response games, have been like, games where it did look like it was falling apart and their offense wasn't there. They find weird different ways to get it done and throw up 40 against the Bucs. That was just kind of a situation where they weren't doing anything they've done throughout the year and keeping it moving, and the tempo was up and everything like that. So I think they're going to be changing some things around. I think Tomlin's going to be extremely conservative in this game, and I think the Bills need to be opposite of that and not worry about who they have out at tackles and who they have out, and push them to a situation where, like you said, Rob, Bills get out to a nice lead, Josh Allen's rolling, and then now Mike Tomlin has to get out of his game plan and play some catch up, and that's going to get them, off their rocker a little bit. So I think the Bills, not that you have to game plan for it. The ball's got to get out quick, especially on the edges. Who's the other guy Steelers have? They got another good defensive end.
Alex Highsmith, he was down here in Charlotte.
What's he got? Seven sacks this year. So you can't overlook it, but I think you need to, move through it, get the ball out quick, and get up to an early lead to force Tomlin's hand to get out of his game plan. Because I 100% agree they're coming out low and slow.
All right, so Sheed, if you can convince yourself for a moment that we can find a way to take care of Pittsburgh in a rock fight, okay, on the road, which it'll take a challenge. And yes, the offensive tackles out will make a difference. Hopefully the guards can play well and maybe open up some holes for James Cook. Then the Bengals, we saw last night, Joe Burrow is back in the building. He looked great last night, if you ask me. They beat Baltimore on the road last night as we closed out our Thanksgiving. And, the Bengals have been kind of a bugaboo for us, Sheed, to be honest. They have kind of been a team where they just play us well, and they've always been playing us well. And it seems like the defense always has answers for Josh. That's Lou Anarumo, who's now with the Colts. So we'll see if that kind of rears its head in the playoffs. But the Bengals defense has been absolute trash. They played last night, played very well for the first time in a long time. I see a path where maybe you could shut down. Okay, maybe not shut down Jamar Chase, but you can limit his opportunities, make it more of a one-dimensional game. By then, it'll be T. Higgins back as well, which creates its own problem. So you're just doom and gloom? It's no chance. Bills hosting Cincinnati, no chance to get a win there?
And I just think Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow at the position is a very surgical, precise, accurate quarterback, smart, cerebral quarterback who has diced up Sean McDermott's zone defense.
He has.
And I have no evidence to believe that anybody in our secondary could stick with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I just have no evidence.
You got Matt Max. Matt Max is playing pretty well.
Oh, he's out there. Come on, man.
He's out there. He's playing pretty well.
Bro, to be honest, I try, I got to the mentality where I kind of don't like the players and try not to look too far ahead. But I can really see the Bills not finishing well this season, man. And when you wanted to look at the overall picture and not talk about, that one subject we won't get into, but just looking at that overall picture, man, it's
you could see a collapse. You could see a collapse.
I can see a collapse, man. And I'm not being a pessimist because I'm a fan too, right? It's just when you think about it, and sometimes when you be a realist, you say, okay, we got Pittsburgh, right? And this isn't Pittsburgh, correct?
We got Pittsburgh, then the Bengals.
Yeah, so we're in Pittsburgh, and then we got Cincinnati. I think we're capable of dropping both of these games. New England, I know we still got New England on the schedule
after that.
Which
then
they're
the Browns
looking
on the road, then the Eagles at home, and the Jets
Eagles
at home to end the season.
So I see the Jets and the Browns, and that 3 other losses, man. So where does that put us?
That'd be 4 more losses. That would be 9-8. That would be a horrible season.
Out of the playoffs, bro. And out of the playoff.
Probably.
And I'm not being a pessimist. It's just somebody got to sit back and say, all right, do not resuscitate.
He said the close family members and friends have signed the waiver form.
Yeah, man. Or the patient got to sign the DNR itself. Do not. Come on, man. And
DT. Come on, man.
Yeah, but why? Why though? Right? Like, why?
He said,
because
no, I get Sheet's point is that it's broken.
Sure.
And that's why I made a concerted effort to start this episode by not speaking on that. What Sheet is talking about is what I do believe. Yeah. I do believe that there are some broken parts of this franchise. There are some broken parts of the roster construction. That's where I come back to Beam, who has never really been in my eye. So DT, I will agree that Sheet is not being a pessimist. I'm choosing to ignore.
Sure. And I will agree. I agree there's other issues on this team, but like we talked about earlier, why do not resuscitate? Well, this is the year where the big dogs that would make you pay for being broken are not going to be an issue for you, right? So the teams that with Kansas City, even with Joe Burrow coming back, they have 8 losses. One loss.
They're done.
One loss away. 6 losses in Baltimore, 6 losses in Kansas City, and there's still divisional games. They got to play each other, with those, or all of them are going to have at least one more.
DT, you make a great point, man. And I'm sorry. I think you make a great point because the Bills fan in me, right? But like, damn, the Colts, the Broncos, Jacksonville, all of these teams are inexperienced in the playoffs. We got the playoff experience. Yeah. All we got to do is get in the tournament, play well. It's about the team that's playing the best. Josh Allen is always on the heater. Come to playoffs. Why should I not believe that even though we got a bad record and things are not looking good, that the Bills can't come out of this tournament as the AFC representative, right? Yeah. And that's the fan in me, right? But then when I sit back and I really, DT, is that what you want? I mean, because
or do you believe it?
No, I mean, because if that's what you want, then that means that what you're going to get next year is probably the same cast of characters. And I'm not.
So you're saying we do this.
Don't do that, Sheet. Don't do that.
You're saying no. That is also a good point because that's probably part of this whole problem in the first place. Is the run it back. Got 14 shipped out of here. The run it back is not good enough. And yes, so you're saying if we kind of make a run, even when it's broken here, we make a run, it looks okay. You lose again in the playoffs.
It's going to give
you lose again in the playoffs. The organization says, well, we don't need to make too many changes. We got to the AFC Championship.
It'll give Terry false hope.
So I understand what you're saying there, but so you, in your eyes, basically it's broken. It's broken. Let's just keep it broken. So it shows the organization we got to change shit up for next year. And I can get behind that.
Feel like that. There's a lot of fans that feel.
I can get behind that, but I'm not ready to go in on that yet. I need them to make a run, and that's like the New York Giants. As the wild card went in and beat the undefeated Patriots the year they won the Super Bowl.
DT. See, DT,
agreed.
Like, I'm a lawn guy, right? I like my lawn and look great. The first thing you do in the spring in order to make sure your lawn is good for the summer?
Irrigate.
No,
you
what? Scalp.
Okay.
You cut it very low. You cut it down to the soil.
Okay.
You take off all of the dead grass, all of the thing, and the thatch.
And what will that do?
What that does, it allows the soil to breathe, to take in more nutrients, to take in all of the right things so that the soil can take in the nutrients so that the roots of the foundation of the franchise can start to grow new grass. And so then when June and July start coming and you got this beautiful lawn, but you had to go first. You had to scrape it down to the ground. You couldn't believe in what you had in terms of the old stuff from last season. You can't keep bringing that. You can't keep running that back. And the reality is, look, I'm not being a pessimist, and I'm not going to breach the subject. Man. I'm not even breaching the subject of what everybody's talking about. What I'm saying is this, and DT, you're correct. Nobody's ready to give up, right? Because that's not what we're here to do. We love it. We love this team, and I'm not giving up on them. I just know that even if we make it to it, we'll just want to be a fifth straight Super Bowl loss.
No, just get there, and I can back off. I said get to the Super Bowl, and then I'll let the chips fall. Yeah. I didn't say that I would be happy if we lost, and I have always been like that since I started Nickel City Crew, literally before Perfection in the Park. I started this podcast 5 years ago, right before Perfection in the Park. And what I've always said is that just get there, and then I'll let the chips fall. I'll deal with my emotions later. Go to the barbershop. What do they say? Boy, what the Bills stand for? Boy, I love losing Super Bowl. So what? All I've always said is, what's the worst that can happen? The worst is that they'll make fun of me and say, instead of 0-4, 0-5. If that's the worst, the opposite side of that coin, there's just too much glory. The parade that we all want to be a part of is just, it's too much. Anything wonky can happen in one game where all of a sudden, you know what I mean? And that's what I thought. You heard me the other night yelling with Whittle and the boys on that space, because get them in and let's just see what happens. Now, I agree with you that the Giants they had a great defensive line. We do not. I agree with all those different type of points where why won't we make a run? I just want to get in and see if we can make a run. So we'll quickly move on throughout it. We've got Steelers on Sunday. Obviously, again, we talked about the tackles being out. Then you've got Joe Burrow coming to Buffalo. Again, we've talked about the history. Joe Burrow has carved up. Sheeter's right. He's carved up this Buffalo Bills defense with Sean McDermott year after year when they have met, including the DeMar Hamlin game that was cut short. Then you go on to Foxborough, play them. That'll be a must-win game, obviously. Then you've got Myles Garrett. They don't really have much to play for. You got your boy Shador out there playing. They come to we go to Cleveland to play them. Then you finish up home and home, Eagles and Bills. I think I already know where she's going to go with this. Give me your record, and then I'll look at the conference. Give me your last 6-game record. I think she just said 2-4. Well, he said 2 guaranteed, and he's not sure about the other 4. DT, give me your record. Bills Steelers.
Win. Double-digit win.
Bengals at Steelers.
Or Bengals Bills, you mean?
I'm sorry. Bengals at Bills.
Loss.
Wow, we can't. I don't even know if we can afford that. Okay, no problem.
Well,
1-1.
Listen,
1-1. Patriots on the road.
Win.
2-1. At the Browns. Win, right?
38-point victory.
3-1. 3-1. Eagles.
Win.
That's 4-1. Jets win, right? 5-1 down the stretch.
Yeah. Bringing my ratchet set and taking my chair with me.
Man, yes, I think I offended DT because DT ain't even speaking logically. He don't see 5-1.
That is 12. That's 12-5, by the way. 12-5, and that's in.
Well, this what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. After that Dolphins game, DEFCON, hell broke loose. Must win. Back against the wall, must win. Bucks a good team coming into your place. Beat the brakes off them.
All right.
Okay. Well, you didn't beat the brakes. It was a good game, but you did what you had to do. You scored 44 points. Like that's winning the game. Still backs against the wall. Short week. Houston not making excuses for this team that was horrible. To take 8 sacks and not have answers and do that. But you're a toe away. You're a toe away from coming back and winning that game. Like you had multiple opportunities to win that game. You didn't win the game. Yes. I get that. So that's all. That's a 8-3 record. With backs against the wall. We got to put some wins together. Mm-hmm. With after that Dolphins game with this same roster. Yes, both tackles out on Sunday, a big deal. But this is just the moving around back against the wall. We need this win. The Steelers need this win, but I'm taking the bias as the Bills fan. Like we need this win more. When they've needed the wins, they've come back and they answered. We dropped that horrible loss before the bye to the Falcons. You come back, you beat the brakes off the Panthers. You come back, you beat the Chiefs. Like they have answered the bell. It's the games that they haven't had to answer that they've dropped. And now the rest of the year, you have to answer. There's not a game of these 6 left that you can't answer for.
Your margin of error is gone.
If the Bengals got to come in and get a little hot, that's my loss. And then we kind of get right, finish. It's back against the wall, must win against Patriots. The Browns can't give you an issue in this type of mindset. And then you're kind of rolling into the Eagles. It's a weird end of season game. Who knows, And then that Jets game with the red helmets is just, there's not a world where you're ever losing that one. So that's where I'm going with that 5-1 is this team with the backs against the wall has responded, kinda. And now this is a must respond Sunday. If they don't, and then if they don't do it against the Bengals the next week, then they're in must respond in that Patriots game, and I think that's that win. You know what I mean? So
I'm laughing at DT because he sounds like a man who is trying to bring it back home for every reason.
I know. But DT, I just,
over the last 6 games,
there hasn't been proof they can, consistently score. There hasn't, I get all that, but they also haven't proved to me that they can't answer the bell yet when they've really gotten pressed too. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt to press.
So you're saying Houston wasn't like a must win? I feel like
it was, but down the stretch, you got a chance to win the ball game on the 10-yard line.
Just trying to say they weren't outclassed. I mean, even
they weren't.
With all the problems,
even with all that BS, even with 8 sacks, even with 3 turnovers, they still, they're a throwaway from winning the ball game handily at the end.
So they're going 5. You know what they were over the last 6 games? Their record over the last 6 games. What were they?
We were, let's see, loss, win.
3-3.
3-3.
500. So you see a 500 team now going 5-1 over the next 6
with some dogs.
She Sunday in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no,
loss.
Yeah, I think
the tackles are just too much to overcome.
Yeah, I think a 3 to 10 point loss.
Bengals
Bengals
at Bills.
Man.
Bengals at Bills. That's 0-1. Bengals at Bills.
Bengals
0-2. Patriots. You're gonna say Patriots, aren't you?
Patriots in New England.
3 straight losses. Then we've got the Browns. That's a win. That's 1-3.
That's 4. That's 4 straight losses because the offense.
Right. Well, including the Texans, but I'm talking about this little 6-game block.
And I'm losing ever 3.
Then you've got Bills at Browns. You'll give us a win, correct?
Bills at Browns.
Oh my God. Just as ridiculous as you wanted DT to be, now you're being ridiculous.
Myles Garrett. I'll give us the Browns, man.
Okay, thank you. 1-3. Eagles, who knows what they've got to play for?
Yeah, who knows what they got to play for, but can the Bills, they got.
But now, if you according to you, they lost 4 straight, we got to win every game, and then we should have hyper focus. Can you give us a win against a team that is already in the playoffs, winning the division, most likely?
Well,
down 10-3 against the Bears right now.
I'll give us in the Eagles in Buffalo. Is that in Buffalo? That's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Last 2 games are in Buffalo. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a toss up. I really think it's a toss up, man. I'll give it the Eagles. Eagles.
Yeah. And then we beat the Jets. So he's got us 2-4.
Yeah.
Yikes. As we transition tonight's episode is presented by Queen City Vintage. Listen, check out Queen City Vintage, our boys over there.
Love you, GT.
Nick and Kai, they're running a great storefront, on Elmwood across from 40 Thieves. Check them out. Listen, all of the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, the drip, as the kids say, all of that nostalgic gear that you want to have and get your hands on, they've got it over there at Queen City Vintage. Check them out. That's Queen_City_Vintage_716. Check them out. They are on Elmwood right across from 40 Thieves, and they've got a great website and, a great storefront as well there on Elmwood. Check them out. They've got the gear that you need as we gear up for the postseason, which is happening. I rebuke all of this sheet talk in respects to us missing. We're not missing. So check them out at Queen City Vintage. Also, tonight's episode presented as well by Al's Bar and Grill. We were over there the other night for that Houston game for the first half. We had a great time on Thursday nights. It is Dollar Wings. Check them out. My buddy over there, Scott, is running a great bar. Listen, We enjoyed ourselves. We had a great time. I have been a patron at Al's Bar and Grill for some time now. That is Al's Bar and Grill. Check them out. They are right here in Cornelius Lake Norman area, right on the lake. Check them out. They've got great deals. They've got the buffalo garlic parm wings that DT raved about when he came down to Charlotte to visit me. Check them out. Again, we've got some stuff coming up with them with some live shows that I cannot wait for. I'm literally getting all that type of stuff in the works. I got to get a sign behind me. I got to get some stuff ready to go for it. But we've already got the green light, and I cannot wait for our partnership with Al's Bar and Grill. Okay, as we transition and wrap up tonight, one of the things it's it's funny because DT, I tried to steer this episode, and I'm not even blaming Sheed, but I've heard it on WGR, I've seen it all over Twitter, and it's been rampant. Bills sign Brandon Cooks, they bring him in. All the jokes start to fly, and what has he got? And obviously he's old, and he's past his prime. And I agree with a lot of that type of sentiment. However, one of the overarching things and kind of the undercurrent is that kind of what she talked about. They are wondering if it's better to bottom out because that way we get the owner's attention. DT, you and I did an entire episode about sitting in the back seat and yelling and screaming. I got into it with one of my good buddies on Twitter the other night, and he's sending me all these paragraphs about how McDermott's got to win. He's got to get to the playoffs. If he doesn't get to the playoffs, he's out and this and that. And I'm like, what are we talking? Like, what in the fuck are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? To me, Terry Pagula is clueless in part because of the Buffalo Sabres. I keep trying to explain this to people, DT, and you could back me up on it or you don't have to. He is one man. He is not two men. Terry Pagula is not Terry Pagula, the owner of the Buffalo Sabres, plus Terry Pagula, the owner of the Buffalo Bills. He is Terry Pagula. He is one man. He's lost a lot of his guiding light with his wife. Prayers to her. Obviously, with her situation, he's kind of lost some of his way, because if anybody knows anything about Kim Pagula, she was smart as hell and was a force behind him. She might have been there, behind the scenes on certain things, but she was a force behind him, helping guide him and helping give him some direction. He's lost that now. I think because of the way that he treats the Sabres, there is no way that he is making any types of changes, which makes it all just kind of like the Peanuts teacher, just the want. I don't know what anybody's talking about when I hear that kind of stuff, but there are a faction of Bills Mafia that really do feel like she feels. And I even heard it this morning on WGR. Bottom out. Let this team be trash. They are trash. They've proven that they are trash. Bottom out. And then what did we say in that episode? If we scream loud enough in the backseat, can we get dad's attention? What does dad say on that long road trip? If y'all don't stop with all that fighting and all that bickering back there, I am going to pull this car over. DT, we did this episode like years ago, and I just feel like it's deja vu, man. I don't see any. I could go with Sheed 0-6 the rest of the way. I just couldn't see dad turning the car around.
You're saying even if we bottom out, go 0-6, miss the playoffs, nothing changes. That's what you're saying.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. And in my wildest dream, he would do something about Bean. But again, one man, not two men, has had Kevin Adams, who is incompetent at his job, horrible at it, and he's still running the damn Sabres.
Yeah,
he should be already fired now.
Yeah, he's been through 5 head coaches as well. But they were, last in the league all of those years. So
yeah, man, they're horrible. They're horrible again. He's not quick to action. He's not quick to action. That's just not him. And maybe it was Kim. It's not
so
him.
Then
I've seen it bear out.
So then the point about bottoming out is null and void if we're going with that philosophy. I don't want it.
I'm asking if that philosophy, if that stands up. I've heard a lot of people like Sheet. I heard it this morning on WGR that bottom out, that's the best thing for the Bills. You'll get Terry's attention. I don't think that will do it, but maybe.
I just think what you kind of spoke about earlier, Rob, the two sides of the coin of going to the Super Bowl, and the worst thing that happens is, you're 0-5, you tent some shit at the barbershop. The other side of that coin is worth all that shit talk you'll ever get, right? Yeah. And with opportunities so slim in this league and teams that never, we didn't see the playoffs for 17 entire seasons. And so, I just can't ever get to a point with Josh Allen at our quarterback to ever say bottom out and let's change it. That'll get them to notice. Like you just can't. Like you just can't with the margin so slim and the opportunity so slim and us never seeing a guy like 17 ever again in a Buffalo Bills uniform.
Probably.
You have to take
100%
even with a broken thing, you got to roll it out there and see how it goes. If the tires fall off of it because it's broken, so be it. But I'm putting that thing out there injured. I'm putting that thing out there, cortisone it up, smelling salt that thing up, and put it out on the track. Like whatever. Even if it is broken, I just can't get down because the margins are so slim, and the other side of that coin is worth it too much. And if you go 0-6, it doesn't change anything. Why'd you mail it in?
Well,
now?
Well, when I say bottom out, I'm not saying that the team is trying to lose. I'm saying a lot of Bills fans have that sentiment that fuck it, let's just let the season ride out, and they finish 9-8, or they finish 8-9. I would whatever, and then all of a sudden, it gets Dad's attention. You spoke to it a little bit earlier as we wrap up tonight. Give me the arguments for and then it's funny because you called out DT and said almost what you were trying to say is DT saying stuff he don't even believe because he wants to believe. Do you really believe that Terry Pegula, again, one man, he's not Sabres owner, Terry Pegula, versus Bills owner, Terry Pegula, he is one man. Do you think we really get his attention? Do you think we get his attention if we miss the playoffs or if we're wild card and out? Do you think we really get his attention?
I don't know. I don't know Terry Pegula as well as you and DT.
I don't know him either.
I saw a man.
I'm going off of his track record. All I can do is look at his past and then predict the future.
Yeah, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and he came in as a passionate billionaire who bought the Buffalo Bills to save the Buffalo Bills for the city of Buffalo. He was crying. And then soon after, he fired Rex Ryan, and he's always been about winning a championship. If he's the engineer intellectual and he's watching his business and he's looking out for the best interest of the Buffalo Bills, then I think he's already thinking about what a lot of people are already thinking about, right? I don't think this
is year 9. This is year 9.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, because he listened to the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Rooney, right? Rooney told him, hey, you find a coach and you ride it out with him through the thick and the thin, right? And he always believed in a consistency or continuity in terms of coaching, right? And so I think Terry wanted to have a coach who did 20 years. But if he's an intellectual, right? And look, a lot of people don't like me because I keep it 100.
Keep it funky. Right? Come on.
And I think the reality,
that's all we do here.
I think the reality of the situation is that I've tried, even in my mind, and people won't believe this, I tried to justify just keeping that same ship afloat, but you can't. I don't care how you look at it.
I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't care how you look at it. And I don't care how you look at it, man. It's just something has to change. And from a businessman perspective, I don't
moving into a new stadium.
Yeah.
He's already got their PSLs. He's got the PSL money.
Let's speak on that, though.
He's got PSL money.
I don't know how much time you got, but if I'm moving into a new stadium, right? The stadium's going to sell itself. I live in Dallas. And even I want to be in the stadium when it opens, right?
Okay.
So the stadium is going to sell itself. It's new grass. It's a new venue. It's the new hot thing in Western New York.
Okay.
People want to, whether it's Sean McDermott or not, or Bean or not, they want to see Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills 2026 on a natural playing turf.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Keep going.
And to infuse energy into that, if I'm a businessman, then I want you to believe that, hey, we starting something new. I've reinvigorated your enthusiasm for the team by not giving you the same trust this process BS. I'm giving you something. So the stadium in itself doesn't deter me from making a change. And I don't think Bean and McDermott is inextricably linked. I think that the reality of the situation is these are two men with two different jobs, two different family sets. Hey, if me and Rob Crippen are best buddies, and Rob brought me over to this organization, and they say, hey, we're going to let Sheed go. Are you going to quit too? And give up that $8 million in your pocket, and you got a family to take care of. You're going to keep your job.
Absolutely.
So
You're right about
storylines that people are trying to sell us is more fantasy than reality. I don't think you're tied to the hip anymore. I don't agree. And Rob, I'll land the ship. Thank you for your time here, ladies and gentlemen, on Nickel City Crew. I think the reality of it is, man, I think I just think he's an intellectual businessman.
He's a billionaire.
And if he's really smart and he loved the Bills and his tears are real, he's thinking about what everybody else is thinking about.
The only way I could go there with you is if I knew who insulated him, if I knew who he listened to. And I don't know that. Like you were joking before. I don't know Terry DT. We don't know him, but we joke about, I don't know. I don't know Sheed, who is close, who's giving him advice. You understand what I mean? And that's why the Sabres scare me. The Sabres don't scare me just because I want to say the Sabres are shitty. The Bills used to be the Sabres. So like, I get it with this playoff drought thing. The problem and what scares me is his inaction over the Sabres leads me to believe that he is slow to action, if that makes any sense. If there's any correlation that can be drawn up between the two. His inability to make tough decisions over his general manager. And I know he's churned through coaches, but in hockey, it's different. It's easy to churn through coaches and stuff like that. But he's kept the same guy that has not been qualified to run his team. Brandon Beane has been qualified to run the team. And now it's starting to show some cracks. I've already been done. You know what I mean? You're talking to the wrong guy about McDermott. I've been done. So 13 seconds was a fireable offense for me. Because if all of the things that you said are true, if I only care about winning the Super Bowl, if all of those things are true to me, then I would have been done with McDermott. So because of his inaction with the Sabres, DT, I'm scared of believing what Sheed is saying because I haven't seen any proof in the pudding. I haven't seen anything in that sweet potato pie that makes me taste it. And I'm like, you know what? There's that nutmeg. There's that cinnamon. I can't taste it, man.
I think it's the opposite of that. I think it's straight up because of the new stadium, because the Bills are good, like that it ain't going to change shit because the stadium's going to change it. The stadium's going to do itself. People are going to, more money's coming in naturally because of that. We still have Josh Allen. So the last thing I'm going to do is change things up. So I think it's opposite. Like, I kind of wish he did have that mentality, Sheed, where it was, the new stadium, new vibe, new deal. Like, I love the Bills. I'm passionate about this. We need to see Josh Allen win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that's the case. I think status quo, seats are filled. My money's getting padded. We got the best quarterback in the league, so we're always going to be in it. Why would I change anything? And I think that's where it is.
Yeah, and I would say the duplicity of what we just stated is amazing to me.
It is. It's crazy.
It's crazy how we say, I'm not ready to believe that he's ready to change anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we say, I'm not ready to believe that the Bills are out of the playoffs.
I want them to get a ticket, Sheed, and just see what happens because funky shit happens in the postseason. Man, but I will never disagree with you that it is broke. The way that they have built this roster, it's broken. Brandon Beane sounds more of a buffoon every single week that passes when this wide receiver core does not live up to snuff, and you've got Keon Coleman out there not even getting a jersey anymore. You just signed Brandon Cooks. You don't make the trade for Waddle, if that was true, which I choose to believe that report was true. He keeps coming off wrong because what did he want to do? He wanted to be the big gorilla, come on WGR and belittle us. He wanted to talk low to us, not just those hosts, but what did he say? The wide receiver conversation. It wasn't just Jeremy and Joe on WGR in the morning that were having the wide receiver conversation. We were having those conversations, Sheed, in spaces last year and the year before, ever since Dig was gone. And what he said was it was the dumbest thing that he had ever heard. And I didn't appreciate how he worded that because now you're trying to make me feel like I'm stupid because I see a deficiency that I have spoken about. And I'm not dumb when I see that there's a hole in that offense. And now it's glaring. And now your season might be derailed from it. So,
yeah,
That's why he's drawn my ire most recently, is because of the fact that I think he has an arrogance about him. I think he's been doing this for a long time. He was down here in Carolina where I am, in Charlotte, working with the Panthers. I get it. You've been a scout. He came up the hard way. Scout, assistant GM, all that stuff. I think he has an arrogance about him that is hurting the team. He thinks,
I think Rob, if you don't mind, man, I'll make it quick. And I spoke on my files about this, man. It was
speak on it.
Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, especially when Patrick Mahomes went to the Super Bowl and he didn't have much of a wide receiver core outside of Kelsey. And Josh Allen last year, when he didn't have Diggs, made GMs believe that a number one wide receiver was not a necessity.
It wasn't necessary.
That having a cast of
B's and C's,
and maybe even B minuses, you can get it done. But just like the running back, when you see Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry or now James Cook, there's some indispensable things in football that keeps coming around in a cyclical manner in terms of, hey, man, that Terrell Owens still scares people. That Randy Moss is still indispensable. That dominant running back, Jonathan Taylor, who's leading the league, is still indispensable. And so he got caught up in that kind of trend of thought pattern that maybe the wide receiver from a dominant perspective was dispensable and not necessarily necessary and sufficient. And it's coming back to bite him.
Yeah, the chicken's coming home to roost, DT, for sure on it. And I think that's a lot of the frustration from some of the mafia, the portion, DT, that feel like Sheed. Because I literally drove to work this morning, Black Friday. The streets was nice and clear, and I'm driving all the way to work. And I heard, and they were literally talking like Sheed, like, F this, they can't curse on the radio, but F this, bottom out, and Terry will make some changes. And I'm driving like, I just don't know. Maybe Sheed is right. I just don't know. I just don't know, DT. We literally did this episode, DT, like 2 years ago. I just don't know if Dad's going to turn the car around.
Well, I'll just speak quick on the Brandon Beane point of, protecting yourself is just human nature, right?
Of course.
He puts in his job is to put a Super Bowl roster together.
Right.
You can argue since he's been here and the playoff run started, this team could have won the Super Bowl each of those years. Right.
2 or 3 times. So 2 or 3 times.
But still, had even the Bengals year, whatever, like that still was a team that could have won it. So
2 or 3 times for sure. I
agree.
He's
looking at his resume. Well, I'm doing my job literally to the highest level. We're not doing it, but this roster is capable of doing it. And I think it's the point where even if he doesn't believe it anymore, he's still gonna, human nature covers out. Well, I'm doing a good job.
Well, I think he believed it in the offseason because, like he said, he came off of 30 points per game, and we're, and he told everybody shut the fuck up. Like, we just scored 30 points a game without Diggs. Shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, I see both sides of it. I just and it kind of speaks, as we wrap up tonight, it kind of speaks to what Sheed is talking about, though, DT. They are not one and the same. Being in, if whoever would have thought that they were, what did they used to say? They're tied at the hip. I don't think that. You can tell by the way that McDermott speaks now to the media. He tries to distance himself. He tried to distance himself from, I want to run the ball. He's like, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? Don't put that on me. They asked both of them back-to-back day, same day, back-to-back press conferences. Is this a Super Bowl caliber roster, Brandon? He said, yeah. Ask Sean McDermott that. He says he avoids the questions, and I love these guys in the locker room. That's not answering the question, Coach. Do you think it's a Super? So I already feel like what Sheed is talking about, that these guys are not necessarily aligned. And you're absolutely right, DT. Self-preservation is number one. We saw it with Doug Whaley back in the day. Self-preservation is number one. They want to make sure that they look best, when those exit meetings come January or February, hopefully.
Yeah. It's a tough season, man. It's a tough season.
It's been a tough season. I really appreciate your time tonight, Sheed. Again, please check him out at Sheed808. He is the host of the Mob Files.
Mob Files.
We really appreciate him coming on tonight. Check him out on the Mob Files. Let them know when they can catch you as we close up tonight. When can they catch you, Sheed, the Mob Files?
Yeah, generally you could catch me right after the game. I'll do a post-game thought, do my post-game thought, something on Wednesday night, generally 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's the Mob Files. I keep it real. I give you my thoughts out loud. So y'all take it easy.
I love it, man. Listen, enjoy the holiday weekend, man. Glad that Thanksgiving was good for you, man. So we really do appreciate you tonight, man, for sure. Listen, DT, as we wrap up tonight, the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report presented by Queen City Vintage. We've already spoke about them. DT. All right. Sheed is kind of sobering. Like he brings me back to like my roots. And my roots is that something is wrong, but I have to let the dice just roll. I have to let the dice roll. The Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report presented by Queen City Vintage. Talk to me about Thanksgiving, DT. How did it all go? Talk to me about all of it, man.
Rob, great tailgate report. Obviously no game this week. We spoke on last Saturday, so we talked about our tailgate for the last game, but Thanksgiving is its own deal, right? So football, food, family, whatever you got going, it's a beautiful day for it. It was, a little sad this year. My parents moved to Florida.
Right.
Abandoned me. I'm just kidding. Moved to Florida, and so Thanksgiving was a little shook up. We had to make some different plans this year. Not our typical Thanksgiving where I'd go down to Panama City and we do our thing. What Nickel City Crew knows very well is the Thanksgiving tailgate. I created. What was it, 5 years ago when they played the Lions on Thanksgiving? Bills played Lions Thanksgiving.
Yep, I was at the game with my sister.
And I said, I'm not going to just sit around all day. It's game day. Like, I got to tailgate. We got to get something going. So I got out in the garage, 8 a.m., brought a little TV out there, invited some of my friends over. A few people came. It was actually a decent turnout. We had a good time. I said, wow, this is pretty cool deal. Next year, my dad gets on board, which is not like him to host a social event.
Right.
He's got the house, redid outside, nice little patio. We do the tailgate again. We make appetizers. We realize a lot of people just sitting around on Thanksgiving morning or in the way, if you're not cooking, you're just kind of in the way until you're eating, right? So
that's right.
it was a way for me to kind of connect with my friends, so I didn't have to run around all weekend seeing everybody. Everyone came, brought their kids, their significant others. They all saw each other, when they wouldn't have. And we created the Thanksgiving tailgate, and it got some traction. And we had hors d'oeuvres and drinks and the game going. And then the next year, brother-in-law Derek came, brought his projector. We had the Macy's Day Parade on the projector, the heaters, the menu of hors d'oeuvres and apps. And people, come catch a nice little buzz, go back to your, family Thanksgiving. It's a good time. So that was turning into my favorite part of Thanksgiving. That was the tailgate, right? And this year, obviously, we couldn't do that. Parents sold the house. They're in Florida now, so I had to reroute. Went up north to my sister Meredith and Derek's house with my niece and nephew, and we just did a slow roll Thanksgiving. I mean, we did hit a little tailgate. I had to make sure the game was going in the garage, and I could go out there and have one just to feel the tailgate atmosphere. But we were slow rolling, man. Hung out, had some nice apps all day, your shrimp, your cheese, your crackers, everything involved. And then dinner time, no turkey this year. We went steaks. We went steaks, prime ribeye, prime cut ribeyes, big old thick ones. And we made them in a new way. Derek was researching on. It's actually, I got to get the name on. We'll get it posted on Nickel City, but you basically cook it in a plastic bin, the heater. It's like a whole setup. It's like, this thing is what it's, you didn't just make it. Like, this thing was what it was.
Okay.
And you cook the meat to your desired temperature, and the water stays at that temperature in this bin. So it won't overcook it. It'll just get it to that temperature and keep it there. And the longer you keep it in there, the more tender it gets, yada, yada. We did about 3 hours in there, and then you take them out and you reverse sear them. So you sear them high heat and finish cooking them on the sear. And that's the video I sent you.
Okay.
With I said that red meat sizzle now. That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
that was what it
yeah.
was. These big fat boys are
Okay.
getting nice and sizzled up. You get the crust on it, the reverse sear, and there was a nice medium rare. So turned into a great dinner. It was
That's
good
what's
to
up.
hang out with Meredith, Derek, and my niece and nephew, and it was just kind of slow roll, watch ball, hung out. Weather hasn't been great. We didn't get pounded like snow like the South Towns did,
Right.
but it's still cold and blistery out here, and winter's here. So good Thanksgiving.
That's what's up.
Miss my parents, miss the family, miss the tailgate party, miss my grandma's. The traditional part, some of it I did miss for sure.
Right.
But we grateful to have what we did and still had a good day and a good time.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that because you know what I mean. I'm not always conventional, so I appreciate it. I mean, now this year for me down here in Charlotte, my youngest King Quincy, he went to Buffalo, so he went to Buffalo with his mom. So they got out of here on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So it was, and then my daughter Ivy, she was gone. Princess Ivy was gone with her mother down to Georgia. So it was literally just myself, Bobby, and Nate, my oldest Kings, and then their mom. So. It was cool, man. Listen, I asked him. I said, we did the honey hot when you came to town. Then we did another honey hot last week for a Friendsgiving. Somebody asked me to go ahead and fry a turkey, and would you do the honey hot again? So I was kind of like honey hot out, but I'm down for what the boys want to do. I was like, what do you guys want to do? You want honey hot again? Do you want something different? What can we do? Come up with. So they came up and they said, well, what about teriyaki? They were like, teriyaki sounds good. I was like, well, I think they have honey teriyaki, a little flavor. So I said, let's do that. Shot up the bird on Wednesday, and it really worked out well, DT. I mean, the bird was perfect. The teriyaki, I don't know, something with the meat when it tenderizes, that teriyaki, that marinade just works really well. So it was really good. We had all the fixings. I made my first dressing. I think you guys would call it stuffing. Black folks, we call it dressing. Made my first pan of dressing myself, like all me, got all the ingredients, got the cornbread, made the cornbread, and then crumbled it all up and made my own stuffing. So that was really cool that I got to accomplish that. Mac and cheese was on my plate for sure. I had to make sure that I cooked that up. And then, Rebecca, their mom brought all the other fixings, and I really didn't have to do too much after that. And then last night, when the Cowboys game is going on, then I'm making sweet potato pies. Again, Black folks, we do sweet potato pies. I know, you guys do pumpkin pies. We do sweet potato pies. So I made some sweet potato pies last night. Those came out perfect. And it was funny because Nate's and one of his buddy came over and he was like, what's this? And I was like, have a slice or whatever. He's like, this is not pumpkin pie. I was like, no, sweet potato. He was like, this is good. This is different. He's like, this is different than pumpkin pie. I was like, yep, it's much different. So it was funny to kind of get that reaction out of him because he had never had it before. So that was cool. But it was slow motion here, man. We watched football down here at the Crippen House. Got a chance to talk to Quincy a little bit on FaceTime. And other than that, man, it was slow motion watching football. I took a nap, you know what I mean? In the first part of that Chiefs game, woke up invigorated and cooked some pies and finished out the night watching those the Cincinnati game. So it was cool, man. It was all slow motion here. It was really good vibes, and we had a great time. Great food, like you always talk about, and it was really cool, man.
No, man, I bet that that those turkey you can't do better. You can't do better than those turkeys. So
I love it, man.
bet it was great.
Them.
Glad the boys enjoyed it. I've also never tried a sweet potato pie. So
I got it. I'll get you. I got your back.
on the
I got
list.
your back. I got your back next year. I got your back. I don't know how to mail one up, but I'll figure out a way to get you a sweet potato pie because you will love it for sure, man. Put a little bit of whipped cream on it at the end, warm it up. Yeah, it's really good. So it was good, man. Listen, DT, I really appreciate your time tonight on Black Friday. Nothing that she said was wrong. I just can't.
Agreed.
I just can't. It's just hard, man. It's hard. And
I
I think one of the things you talked about, like flushing another prime year of seven, like I just can't even get in and weird shit happens, DT. You know I'm not crazy with that. Weird stuff happens. Maybe the 2 seed loses in the first weekend to the 7 seed. We're the 6 seed and we win our game against the 3 seed. And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? The playoff picture just looks shit fucks up in the playoffs, man. I don't know how to explain it, man.
You gotta believe, man. That's what we're built on, and I get it. I like the Sheets takes are great, educated, strong, but it's like, and we need that so we're not going all homer on it. But it's you can't sacrifice. I can't and I won't.
I can't.
425 Sunday. Don't matter tackles. Don't matter what. Just roll the ball out with 1-7 and get
If
the
it's got to
dub.
be
Whatever
ugly,
you
it's got
got
to
to
be
do, man.
ugly. We don't care about style
This is
points
our
anymore.
team. That's your team. Roll the ball out. Let's play. And that's
Yeah,
what
man.
we're down to this year. And that's what I'm going to be pumped up for. I'm going to be just as pumped up Sunday at 425 as I was when we were 4-0 to start the year going into our first. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
matter.
I'm
You
with
got to
you
win
on
these
that, man.
games.
I'm with you on that. I'm style points be damned. I don't care about any of that type of stuff anymore. I just want wins and stack them up, and we'll see what happens. So I really appreciate your time tonight. Listen, out there, Nickel City Crew, Bills Mafia, we really appreciate you joining us on Black Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Hope that Thanksgiving was wonderful for all you guys. Hope everybody stayed safe. Out there, just enjoy your weekend. I mean, tomorrow's just college football. It is rivalry week. You've got all of the different matchups. I know Ole Miss won today in their rivalry game. I know Georgia Tech's playing right now on my screen as well. So Lane Kiffin will get a chance to finally find out what he's going to do tomorrow. I think he's going to LSU. All these people
100%.
want to talk shit about this guy. I'm like, what is wrong with
It
you?
wouldn't be an announcement. LeBron James didn't do the decision to stay in Cleveland.
If he was staying in Cleveland, I know, man. It's just weird, man. And all the like vitriol that this dude gets. Like, he wants more for his career. He wants a chance to win a national title. He thinks that he's got a better chance somewhere else. Like, he's almost maxed out at Ole Miss. We'll see what they do in the playoffs, but it's just a funny commentary. They're not going to let him coach the team I'm like, what? Like, why would you hurt the players? Like, they just had a 11-1 season. You're not going to let their coach because you have your feelings are hurt. Like, it just, I don't know. College football is weird, man. But I'm a Michigan fan. So fuck Ohio State. Hopefully we get a chance to win 5 straight tomorrow against Ohio State, and enjoy college football out there. And obviously Bills 425 on CBS. It's a Romo Nance game. Listen, like DT said, just roll the ball out. We'll see what happens, man. If it's got to be an ugly slugfest, Bills win 17-10. I am down. I will bank that win, put it right in the win column, but I won't even think. I literally won't think twice about it after that. I could not care about style points, DT. I really don't care.
Week after week, 1-0, 1-0.
I love it. I love it. Out there, man. Listen, spread love, not hate. These were my Bills thoughts said out loud. Happy Turkey Day, DT. Hit him with a go, Bills, man. Hit him with one.
Yeah, let's get it up all weekend. Get hype. Good family. The holiday season is here. It's a good feel out there. Yeah. Let's go 425. Go Bills. 8-4.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Go.